Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome. So I'm hoping you guys are having an amazing day, and I am back. I just attended a civil wedding a few days ago, so I couldn't upload it the last time. Sorry about that, but don't worry, I have an extra video that will be uploading this weekend for you guys for that. But today I will be answering a question that I've been asked by some people. Like, why did I choose business as my course? This business thought in my head is the reason why my small business of reselling started in the first place. I'll tell you a little road back of the past that my mom actually wanted me to become a doctor, and I was into doing doctor stuff, like wanting to be a doctor. But as I grew up, like this was my dream in grade 4. As I grew up to high school, I realized on how hard it is to be a doctor. And I didn't want to have that big responsibility of having to learn every single new medicine, every single new disease that will happen. Plus this COVID now. If I was a doctor or nurse studying doing that, I will end up like having bad I'm afraid to give wrong medication towards my patients. I thought doctoring was like easier than that, like helping patients, but I didn't know about all the responsibility of the medicines. So I didn't want to do that anymore because I didn't want to risk the health of others. So I changed my mind. Then when I reached grade 9 and grade 10, I am really into acting. I do this like arts and theater thing in my school. Not right now, like before in Chitini, and it was actually a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing the acting a lot. It was based on the script, and it was very funny. My character had to act like dramatic, and I do love acting though. It's just like sometimes when doing acting, I'm afraid that I'll mess up the lines a little bit. Well, I know that's all actors' worst nightmare, but I mean, like, I didn't feel like I want to do that kind of thing, but I want to do other things at the same time. Because I am really into business, but I didn't think of it as a career. I wanted to like meet celebrities, but not in the way like act with them, like be an actor. I'm okay if like I'm advertising or modeling stuff, like doing a short acting scene, but like a whole movie, I'm not really into it. But if I was offered it, I will. But I'm not 100% a good actor. I can act like a kid, I can act like an adult, I can act like myself. And myself, if you meet me in person, I'm a lot more matured than I act in some of my videos where I'm acting like a kid. I just play the role. So I like to act like myself in different ways on my channel. So that's why you can see like I was into acting before. But the thought of business came in mind because like some people keep saying like I'm so business minded, but I never like think about it enough. But when I did, I'm like, oh wait, am good in business. So I went to like this place that has like a few supplies of small things, and in that place there was like little stuff that I could sell, just like the start, but I didn't expect anything from it. I was just doing it for fun. I found keychains and some jewelries, and those like I sold it to the, and I didn't know that it was against the rules to do that. I found out when it was like 1 month to go before graduating, or like I mean the end of school, because I did this 2 years ago. I think 2 years ago in January time. I did that, and when I did the selling to my classmates, they didn't really buy it, but I went to the lower grades, like the grade 4 and grade 5, because they're into like that, the girls, so they bought a lot. And then my dad did this like friend thing, like cribbage, where he plays games there in Bamboo Bob's with his friends to hang out, foreigner friends. So he said, why not go there and try and sell? So I'm like, okay. And the owner of that restaurant before was also a foreigner. His name was Larry. He opened up a new restaurant now closer to where he lives, so it's easier for him. But I used to sell from the small box, and in that box, it was just like very small. I didn't expect like to get many customers, but many people came to me and they bought. Then after that, I expanded a little bit by getting some colognes and perfumes. And then I brought one table and I borrowed the table that they had there. Then it was like in a little stage. I don't know if I can find any pictures of it, but I do have pictures somewhere in my albums. And then I would like put the keychains like all over in the table as a design. Because it was before I had this like rack thing for keychains. I didn't have that yet. But after I sold a lot. Then I grew to expand it more and more. Then when I found out that Larry sold the restaurant, then there's a new owner. I was a little bit afraid that I wouldn't be able to sell there again because I didn't know if the new owner was going to be a nice person. But turns out he is actually a nice guy. He's a comedian-ish. Like he has the funny part that some foreigners I met have. So he allowed, because my dad asked him like, is it okay if my daughter can do a little small business here, and if it's okay for learning purpose like that. So he said yes. Also, it also helps to his business because I also like get people to come in there, so like they can also buy from me and they can also eat there. In that place, there's lots of delicious foods, so you can try it out if you like. But there, in that time I set up, I only had like one table in the side, and then I kept moving around to different locations, areas of the place. I used to be in the front, then I used to go in the side, then I'm in the back, then I'm in the other side. Then he built up this golf thing, so I had to move to the left side. And I was really confused on where do I set up. So now, currently right now, there is a permanent space where I will stay for my business. I use a rope now to climb. Before, I'm really shy in doing business because I'm afraid like I do something wrong that the new owner doesn't allow. But I'm pretty sure I know that there's one rule that I must follow, which is I cannot sell food because that is a restaurant. So I cannot sell food when I'm right in the restaurant because that would make him lose business. But I'm not really into food businesses because I'm more into like reselling of clothes, like new clothes, not like ukay, no. Like new stuff, but not food, because I know restaurants are very difficult, especially during these times right now. I know that there are a lot of restaurants that have been closing down recently, and I really hope that they do good. Let's all support other businesses and restaurants in doing it. Clap for those who succeeded through this COVID pandemic. And for those who not, I hope that they did not give up. They would just restart again. It's not hard to restart because when you give up, it's a regret for the rest of your life. So I hope my business can grow longer and longer. And expand. I've been looking around in like some rent lease places. I'm not looking in buying right now because I'm still 17 and it can't be in my name yet. I have to be 18. But I know it's going to be difficult for me in later on because if I would start a business, I would need to hire a few people maybe because I have school and I don't know if it's gonna mixed up with this. Like maybe I'll be doing my school there in the same place, but I can't be talking to every single customer all the time maybe. Or if it's like back to personal school, then that's gonna be more difficult. So that is the real main reason on why I chose business as my course, ABM, which is Accounting, Business, and Management. This semester has been very difficult, but I would say I did learn a little bit, like not by the lessons, but by how the words are spoken. Like I learned that it's hard to convince people to like think, to try and like look around, because I go by this saying that I always say that the main goal in having a business is not to sell one item for the price of all. Like if you need rent or like something, like you need 200 pesos of that specific day, so you have all your products raised up to 200 pesos so that you gain that profit. That's not my goal. My goal is to gain like the customers' hearts, because all my products in my store are not higher than 150 pesos. My codes do not reach over that amount. Some products reach 300, but the rest are below. Because the goal is for me that you must sell many, because that makes the people like want to buy your products and come back again. Your goal is not to just get them there once to buy one thing and then never come back. That's not how I don't think business would work. It's better to get people to come back by letting them buy more. That's why all of my inventory is all cheap. For some customers, they have said to me that your stuff are a lot cheaper than in other stores, like 30 pesos, 50 pesos cheaper, not even close to 300 or 200. But I just find that how business should work. I do not think you should overprice your products. I think you should just get a little income, but you would gain a lot of hearts. Because in my income, I'll be honest with you, my income for some things are just like to 25 to 40 pesos in the max. But sometimes if it's the cheapest stuff that I sell, it's just like 4 or 5, or there's even some that actually I have only 1 or 2 pesos from. But I don't really mind, because I think that it's better that some people can like have an affordable price for their products. As long as I'm gaining money from it, like even a little, I'm okay with it. Newly, I'm starting to sell some kids stuff that kids can actually have, the parents can buy for them. I'm not just sticking to women right now. I'm trying to find for men items and little kids items like for boys, because majority of my store is like mainly for female gender. So I want to be able to have both genders in my store, because that is my goal. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching today's video on why I chose business as my course and one of my careers in the future. Even though I have many other things going on right now, I have business as one of my dreams in having to have my own business of different kinds. So if you like watching this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you are new, and notification bell so you're notified when I upload another video. And I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll be seeing you in next video. So bye!